we're going to be talking about Zach Bryan and Brianna Chicken Fry. So if you guys didn't know, Brianna Chicken Fry is a YouTuber, podcaster, and internet personality. So she is a part of Barstool. She's very well known, very successful young woman. About a year ago, she started dating Zach Bryan. And when she started dating Zach Bryan, this did not come with no controversy. So Zach Bryan is the hottest country singer right now. He seemingly came out of nowhere and is right up there with Morgan Wallen, Luke Combs, all the big country stars. So he is a very wealthy celebrity. Now, before they were dating, apparently these two met at an awards show. And when they met, Brianna had a boyfriend. Now, Brianna claims nothing happened while she had a boyfriend, but very conveniently, about a month later, they were dating. She had dumped her ex-boyfriend. And at the time, she was posting TikToks, crying, moving out of her ex-boyfriend's apartment while now dating this new guy. We don't know what happened, right? But that seems pretty fishy to the average Joe. Now, Brianna Chicken Fry and Zach Bryan recently broke up after about a year. Now, Zach Bryan does have a history of dating women for about a year and breaking up with them. Now, maybe this is abnormal for an average guy, but this is a celebrity. And when you date a celebrity, it comes with the excess risk that you get dumped, pushed to the side, you don't get commitment because, well, celebrity men have a lot of options in every city. They have women throwing themselves at them. So this isn't really unexpected. Now, Brianna has a show with Dave Portnoy at Barstool. And on this show, they go over celebrity gossip and whatever is going on in the news lately, right? And they decided to put out an episode about Brianna Chicken Fry's breakup. And I need to react to this video. It's kind of long, but we're going to get through this together. I have never seen simping so hard. Now, after the breakup is over with, she's claiming the usual. Can you guys tell me what the usual is? What do women say after a breakup? Do they say, you know what? It didn't work out. I'm happy for our time together, even though, we grew apart. What do they say when a celebrity dumps them? Please put it in the chat. Do they say, give me a second, I'm pulling up you guys' chat. Do they say, you know what? Thank you, but we're not going to make this a big deal. Let's just move on. Emotionally abused. Thank you. You guys, you can, there is a pattern of behavior that women tend to go through. When women date men that are out of their league. What is a man that is out of your league? This is a guy that's significantly better looking than you, significantly maybe a higher social status, maybe, in this case, this is a celebrity. Now, most of the time, the woman always has more options than the men. Now, as women, we don't really see guys we're not attracted to. Unfortunately, I don't say this in the happiest way. I'm not trying to be mean, but it takes us a little bit to find a guy we actually like. So let's put that in I don't want to say real options for women, but the options that women today were considering. It's only men that we like, right? Now, don't get me wrong. We can download a dating app and get 1 billion matches. But let's just say 10 of them we like. I don't know. He will, the amount of women that this guy likes is way more, except he's not like a normal guy. He has access to them. So when Brianna, she's dating an average Joe over here. Let's just, at first she's with this guy. Let's call him, I forgot his name. But let's call him Bob. So she's with Bob and her are happy. Then she meets Zach. Now, Zach, she looks at him and says, this is a celebrity. This is exciting. Let me dump this guy over here and get with this guy here. Now, women will always try to make it, better than it is. So she'll say, oh, we didn't hook up. Nothing happened till after, whatever. I don't believe you. So next, So the first thing that happens is she can't believe it's real. She's very excited. She's dating a celebrity. She posted everywhere. Yay. I can't believe I'm with this guy that's out of my league. Now, the second thing that's going to happen is she's going to get anxious and jealous. This is where the fights come in, right? Who are you following? I can't believe what was that girl you were talking to? Jealousy, right? So now she realized, now let's think about women in general. None of us today are really raised to be wives. Most wives today, how many obey their husband? How many are told to look pretty? Look pretty, don't talk. Who's given, what percent of women know how to cook, run a house? I would say that is not the norm, right? That's not the average woman in America. 80% of us are overweight. So in order to get this guy that's out of her league, she's got to change her personality, right? This is when women start saying things like, I lost myself. I gave up who I am for him, because she knows she's got to stop going to the bars at 2 a.m., right? Yeah. She thinks, I've been going to the bars forever. I got to stop. Then she thinks, I want to do my show, but his shows are at the same time. I want to do all my hobbies, but, maybe he wants to do these things. And I know there's going to be hot women there. And I basically have to change my personality, right? And I have all these annoying things that my ex that put up with anything dealt with. But this guy, I know if I act like that, I'm going to get dumped. So then your friends get worried, right? Her friends come in and say, one, I'm not seeing my friend as much. Women, we have our girl groups, and they'll look and say, we never see her anymore. And, single women like to keep each other single. So they definitely don't want to see you happy. And so what they'll do is they'll call everything he does abusive and terrible. They'll always take her side. So if she comes in and complains about him, they're all gonna take her side, right? That's kind of how it's gonna go. Now, depending on how deep into the relationship, she's gonna need a crazy woman to back her up. She can't just, so when she starts picking up fights with him, because that's an ex, they start fighting because of the anxiety. It's very rare a woman can successfully date a celebrity or a guy super, super good looking, because you have to deal with the constant anxiety of women hitting on him 24/7. Most women, they're not going to be able to take this. Melania Trump has talked about how women will hit on Trump in front of her. Can you keep it cool, or are you going to start swinging? Most women can't deal, because she's going to have an anxiety that's higher than she's ever had. She wasn't afraid of losing her average Joe Schmo. But this new guy, she's gonna, so now her friends are worried. She's got to find a crazy woman to back her up, I got to be respectful on YouTube. Not all women are crazy women, but I noticed when I was in school that there's a surplus of crazy women that study psychology. There's a surplus. Right, because they don't have the work ethic to do the hard majors. And, if you're thinking that much about thinking, you're probably nuts. Do you know what I mean? If you're thinking that much about thinking, you're nuts, most likely. An idle mind makes you go crazy. There's some phrase. Next, during the changing your personality and ditching all your friends, you got to take some footage. So a lot of, when you're in fights, she might, record herself crying and really just building a case against you. Now, this footage can be used in family court. And by the way, fellas, you're not safe if you're not. This is why you got to be careful what you text women and what she gets with you on video. Because I've gone through a lot of court documents, right? Let's take Steven Crowder. When Steven Crowder got divorced, his wife leaked an audio recording in his home, making it seem like he was threatening her. He wasn't. It was completely out of context. But, and this was a conservative Christian woman that was a virgin on her wedding day, right? They were in all the news because they waited till marriage and did the whole thing. It was cool. But even like if she's capable, this is, and I'm a podcaster, right? We're pretty high risk to deal with because, you don't know what, like women with microphones are dangerous, right? That's what they say. So I understand it. I don't hate the player. I hate the game. Now, anyways, so take footage for social media, maybe family court. But in case this goes wrong, she's going to need to document the crazy things that you did. And don't get me wrong, fellas. I am sure that she did a bunch of crazy things. Many times what happens is the woman does crazy thing A, crazy thing B, crazy thing C, crazy thing D, and then the guy does one crazy thing back, right? Like she says she's nagging him for 5 days straight. She does that. And then he yells because he loses his temper, right? And then, but boom, she's recording. All she's got is the yelling. That's all she has. So now she brings it to court or social media, and you're the bad guy. Now, they break up. Now, generally, not always, it's one of two things. She can't deal with the anxiety. So again, she's got to change her whole personality. So the anxiety is super high, right? And she just can't deal with that. She's been living one way her whole life. That's why I say women are generally happy with guys that are betas and let them do whatever they want because we're just too set in our ways. It is what it is. I mean, I'm not saying those relationships typically suck for the guys, but it's like a win-win. I don't want to say win-win because they're not attracted to him, but a lot of women can't handle being with a guy that doesn't let her do whatever she wants. Now, so typically one of two things will happen. The anxiety's too much and she dumps him because she misses her hobbies more than she likes him, or she misses her job more than she likes him, or she misses, I don't know, whatever it is more than she likes the guy, okay? Or she can't deal with the cheating because these guys, I mean, good luck finding a celebrity guy that can't cheat, that won't cheat. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but ladies, I mean, I don't know why we go for NBA players, NFL player, any sports athlete, country, rock musician. There's too many groupies. They're too hot. You just can't compete. It just is what it is. At some point, he's probably going to cave. There's too many hot women throwing sex at him 24/7, even the best of them. So once they break up, now because she's resentful, because she maybe missed out on some opportunities, she gave up, she's resentful of the time that she lost, changing her personality and not doing the things she wanted to do. Obviously, this is going to be sexual assault or abuse. She's going to get the therapist to back her up and her friends. Now, you might think, but I didn't ask her to do any of this. You don't even have to ask because it's so clear when a guy can and will dump you. We can sniff it out. We can tell when we meet you if you're willing to walk away. It's how you guys talk to us, So obviously now she doesn't want to be known as a bad girlfriend or that she took an L. We are terrible at taking L's. We're just not the best at it, right? I mean, we can't just, take the L. Men are really great at taking L's. They will go through something terrible, like Johnny Depp. He has had the biggest L's the last decade, but he's back and better. That would destroy a woman. So obviously abuse, sexual assault, and then last, a tell-all book. I've seen this happen too many times. This may as well be the norm, not the exception. Now, I want to say it's very easy for us to believe that we were abused. It's so easy for us. I can't even really blame Brianna for this. I really can't. Because many times the police will back you up in saying that you were abused. So she goes to her friends and her friends say, yes, you were abused. She tells them what happened. Yes. Now, the friends generally aren't going to ask questions like, well, what did you do? Generally they don't think to ask that. She goes to her coworkers and they say, oh, that's terrible. That's abusive. Can you blame her for believing it? If you date a rock star and you have rock star problems, I don't feel bad for you in the slightest. I have zero sympathy And if that was abuse, there is many women that would happily sign right up. I think this is a slap in the face to real victims of abuse. Pretty much everyone I've met's been lying so far, but I'm sure there's real ones out there. And yeah, I think it's a slap in the face to actual victims. I'm really tired of hearing about emotional abuse. And I think that Dave Portnoy's a simp. Sorry, Dave. After this show, you will have access through the membership to an uncensored show. You know, there are some topics that I can't quite touch on YouTube, so we are going to be covering those, especially with a certain person named Nick. I'm not going to say his name, but you know, he's in the news and I just can't cover that on YouTube, so I will be covering it on my website. So I'll see you later.